What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys had a great weekend. Welcome back. I'm your guy, Jonathan Mathis, the sports judge. Welcome into Speaking with Judgment. Man, I really thought the Rams were going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday. I just don't like the way that game turned out completely. I'm not a fan of how they got away from their game, and the game got away from them. You could have put the game away. Instead, you gave Philadelphia life. You got to keep in mind, this was a 26-7 game. The Rams had a nice, comfortable lead and ended up losing 33-26. Really weird game. It was a tale of two halves when the offense couldn't get in the end zone. A 19-point lead blown, 26 unanswered points allowed, and 2 blocked field goals on their last 2 drives. That's a tough loss. They had it, gave it away, choked it away. Craziest thing about this game was the Rams were in control of the game. This was obviously a very winnable game for them, and that's what makes it tough. They could be 3-0 and kind of make everybody believe they're for real. This was their opportunity to make a statement. This is a game, if you really wanted to show everybody who you are in the NFC, you make a statement so everyone takes notice. So it's wild when I think about this game now, because truthfully, the Rams, I thought, should have been up by a lot more. And it's 100% a game you should have won. Got off to a good start. You were throwing haymakers, built a lead, but let the Eagles hang around, and you disappointed in the second half. It wasn't the same offense like the one we saw in the first half. Mistakes cost them the game. Chance to build on your lead, an opportunity to put 6 on the board. You're driving. Matthew Stafford is overthrowing his guys. You have a holding penalty that kills a drive. You have to settle for 3. I don't want to give the ball back to Jalen Hurts and the Eagles and come away empty on the drive. I want to build a nice, comfortable lead, put them away. But if you watch that game, that second half particularly, they beat themselves, making too many critical mistakes and leaving points on the board. And, as I was watching that game, I kept saying 3 points is better than 0. Today, if you didn't watch the game, I'm sure you'll see and read about it, and you'll probably fall over yourself in complete shock that the Rams couldn't get in the end zone one time in the second half. Settling for 3 kept Philly in the game. I started thinking about Sean McVay as that game went on. He's been a great coach for the Rams, a Super Bowl winning head coach. He's won a championship, done a terrific job. But play calling, to me, the situational play calling was weird. Like, maybe the whole game plan, essentially, I don't know, played a large part in their loss. You can say the inability to make plays cost them the game. I was looking at the back end of that game, and I saw, obviously, the Rams couldn't find a way to finish those drives. You got to get in the end zone when you're playing a team as good as the Philadelphia Eagles. The day started off great. It started off with great energy. The way this game looked early on, I was like, we're about to make a statement today. I was angry with Matthew Stafford, and I've been a Stafford guy. I'm angry and frustrated with him because I know what I see, and this is not a quarterback who is not as bad as he was yesterday. Not enough people are talking about the missed throws from Stafford. He pissed me off. I've counted at least 8 overthrows. I can understand 1 or 2, but it was constantly 3 or 4 that would have been big plays if he doesn't miss. Devontae was beating Quinion Mitchell with ease, and Stafford was overthrowing the ball. So I'm angry about that. And here's the thing, and this is why I like them to win the NFC West. I feel like they have an offense that appears to be really good. Yes, they lost the game yesterday, and that's only because they couldn't get in the end zone. Guess what? This is an offense that can be unstoppable if it's operating properly. The first half of that game, the way they were moving the ball is what a competent offense looks like. I thought the Rams clearly showed they have the capability to be productive and dangerous. Believe it or not, they're capable of it. And I think with the playmakers they have, the wide receiver duo of Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, who had a touchdown on the day, this is the kind of offense that keeps defensive coordinators up at night. Sean McVay, in my opinion, has demonstrated his creative thinking and has all types of plays in his playbook, but I don't think he opened up his playbook in the second half. And it was a great way to start off my Sunday morning. It really was. For the Eagles, not so great. So if we're going to be honest about the Rams, NFC contender, I think the best team in the NFC West, by the time it's all said and done, is the Los Angeles Rams. I'm never going to waver on that. But you got to finish drives, get in the end zone, and not blow massive leads. This is not a knock on the Rams, but for those of you who are Rams fans, including myself, your team looked like sheep in the second half of that game. If you want to convince yourself that they're going to beat a team like Philadelphia in the playoffs, you can't if your team is going to take their foot off the gas. It was frustrating and discouraging as they blew it. And the Eagles made plays, no doubt, but this should have been a big win for the Los Angeles Rams. On the last drive of the game, Stafford hit a sweet no-look pass where his eyes kind of pushed Braun out of the throw window. And even more disappointing is the fact that they lost on a blocked field goal attempt with no time left. And yes, it should have never had to come down to a field goal attempt at the end of regulation. And yes, the refs missed a false start on the Eagles' tush push. There were calls all day against both sides that were terrible. No excuse for the way the Rams played in the second half. No excuse whatsoever. Their red zone issues and a second half where they barely put any pressure on Hurts was the reason they lost. It's egregious that any team messes up this bad and lose in disappointing fashion. Absolutely some missed calls, no doubt about it, but no excuses. The other things that happened in the course of the game as well, the overthrows, the penalties, the inability to score in the red zone can define the outcome. And I know I keep bringing up the red zone because that was a huge problem yesterday for the Los Angeles Rams. The most frustrating part is that this game was winnable. I really thought they were going to win this game. Stafford's deep ball to Devontae was nice. I said, okay, today is going to be a good day. I felt like they were in control for the first half entirely. And in my opinion, the Rams didn't do enough to capitalize and again settled for 3 field goals when they were up 10-7. The last drive of the half I thought was mismanaged. It was nearly impossible to stop the Eagles when their offense suddenly got going, came to life, and when they finally remembered how to have a productive drive. 20 straight points after looking lifeless on offense. They started out a little clunky, and I think it's because they put a lot of emphasis on the run game and Saquon Barkley. But once they opened things up, they clearly gained all the momentum and played with a great deal of confidence. And when Hurts started to give A.J. Brown the ball, I felt like the offense was about to start clicking. Finally, the Eagles were flying. The offense showed up. Hurts was connecting with A.J. Brown. Once I saw Brown doing his thing, I had a feeling Philly would be unstoppable and that they would come back. And sure enough, they did. I think everyone realized how elite the Rams defense is or can be, but you're not going to win if your defense comes out in the second half thinking they won the game. Too much laughing and giggling on the Rams sideline after the score got to 26 to 7. It's never over till it's over. They've learned that the hard way. And I know Stafford wished he could get some of those passes against the Eagles back. Against a team like Philadelphia, mistakes are costly and can decide the outcome, especially with their balanced attack. You simply can't let up. And surely they did. If you don't let up in the third and fourth quarter, you would be 3-0 today, looking like the clear best team in the NFL on paper. Overthrows, unwise coaching decisions, just bad play calls. So if we're going to be honest about the Rams NFC contender, I think the best team in the NFC West is clearly going to be Los Angeles, but again, you got to finish those drives and you have to score in the red zone. You have to be a better version of yourself. And I know they can. It was a tough afternoon for the Rams. It was a tough day. That's kind of the way the afternoon went for the Rams. They just left too many points out there. You let them pull off a comeback, and now the Rams again went on the road in a tough environment against the defending champs, and they lost. They lost a year ago in the snow. And I know the Rams didn't, win the game, but listen, they played the Eagles tough in the first half. And again, it was a tale of two halves. Unfortunately, the real crazy part about this loss is that they had numerous opportunities to put them away. So I would be lying if I said I didn't believe they would win the game. It wasn't that they lost, but how they lost that had me fuming. This was a game they should have won, and I don't blame fans for being frustrated. Now they have a chance to rebound next week against a very good Colts team. The Colts are surprisingly 3-0 to start the season, and they're coming to SoFi Stadium, and Daniel Jones is looking like Peyton Manning 2.0. So the Rams better be up on their game, and they have to play a full 60 minutes next Sunday, and I think they are capable of doing that because I like them defensively and offensively. I think they're one of the more balanced teams in the NFL, but they have to be able to finish games. That will be crucial for them going forward. And if they can do that, this Rams team is going to be very, very good. And is going to be a team to look out for in the NFC. All right, everybody, you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching and checking out my content. Really appreciate it. If you guys watch from my YouTube channel, thank you guys so much. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. If you guys are watching this from TikTok, please follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram, SportsJudge85. But guys, I'm out of here now. It is Monday night. I hope you guys are having a great Monday. To all my football fans out there, we got a great Monday night matchup. The Detroit Lions and the Baltimore Ravens should be a good one tonight. I will be locked in for that tonight as well. But guys, you take care. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching.